electrical blows can cause damage to the gas supply. And they say you've got to avoid all naked flames until the fuse is mended.
I've never heard of that.
Me neither. Oh, but it's absolutely true. Isn't it, Carol?
Yes, of course. Brent's absolutely right. In fact, I believe they mentioned to me that to be on the phone this evening when I spoke to them. They said, whatever you do, don't strike a match till the fuse is mended. It's dreadfully, dreadfully dangerous. You can't imagine how dreadfully.
There, you see?
Then why did you warn me, Dumpling? I forgot. Brilliant. Oh my goodness, we must take care.
Oh, we certainly must. Now, why don't we all have a drink? Cheer us up.
Well, that wouldn't come amiss. Not after the weekend I've had. I swear, if there weren't 35 people in that compartment, babies, toddlers in arms, 2 nuns, 3 yapping poodles, and not one sausage to eat from Luddington to London. It was a bloody disgrace. Well, I have to go clean now.
Do that later.
I have to unpack anyway. No, to do it here. No, I can't keep clothes in a suitcase long as they have to be. They get all creasy and stuff.
Nonsense, Harold. We can't have you walking about in the dark. You know how accident-prone you are. You'll knock yourself unconscious. Now stay. Carol, why don't you get Harold a drink for God's sake?
I can see you're in a bossy mood. The dog must bring out the dominant in you.
What would you like, Mr. Grinch? Winnie? Vera? Or Jeanette?
Come again?
Winnie whiskey? Vera vodka? Oh, dear old standby Jeanette.
Well, I can see you're a camp one. If it's all the same to you, I'll have a drop of Jeanette and a little lemon juice.
Young man, do I have to keep reminding you that we are in an emergency? You have a guest arriving any second.
God, I forgot.
Try the pub, try the neighbors, try them damn well, please, sir, but get some light.
Yes, ma'am, of course. Carol, can I have a word with you?
I'm here. What now?
Oh, nothing, Colonel. I'll just be a minute.
Oh my goodness, Mr. Grinch, you'll never guess who's coming here tonight.
Who?
Guess.
The Queen?
This is so ridiculous.
What are we going to do?
I don't know.
Think.
I thought this whole thing is a nightmare.
Is that boy touched or what?
Touched? He's a lollipop.
Oh, what?
An absolute sweetie. I've known him ever since I lived here. There's not many things we can keep from each other. I'll tell you that one.
Really?
We've got to get the house furniture back in his room right now.
In the dark?
There's no other way. We can't get lights until we do.
Well, come on, Fernie. Who is it? Don't be a tease. Who is it?
Okay, I'll give you a clue. It's someone with money.
Money. Let me think.
Carol! Look, can't you just tell him it was a joke?
You don't know Harold. It's bad enough in his china shop. The things he keeps at home are absolutely priceless. You wanted to call me a thief right in front of your mother because it's exactly what he'll do.
Brinsley!
I'm not exaggerating. Harold can get absolutely murderous when he's upset. He turns into a killer inside 10 seconds.
Well, what on earth can we do? You can't move all that stuff down there, in the dark, then bring your own stuff back in here without anyone noticing. It's impossible!
Now, who's being the DD, darling?
Brinsley, what are you doing up there?
Oh, it's no good, Colonel. You can't hear a thing up in that bedroom.
Everything goes. Hold down the fort. I'll give it all back. Every bit of it.
Come, it is impossible! Brinsley!
Yes, ma'am. I'll just be a minute. I'm grabbing some bottles to bring back to the pub.
Say what you like, that boy is touched.
Darling, trust me just this once. You do your part. I'll do mine.
Get down here, Miller!
Yes, ma'am. I'll just be a minute, everyone. Help is definitely on the way.
Hurry up, man!
Of course. Carol will serve you drinks. If our guest arrives, just explain the situation to her. Would you like me to go? Stay here. Try out those wet clothes. Jeanette in line. No one this way. I shan't be a minute, everyone. Goodbye.
Well then, how about those drinks? I believe it was Jeanette and my musical range, and I suppose Winnie for money. And I believe I'll have a nice glass of Vera and tonic.
And how are you going to do all that in the dark?
I remember the exact way for the box
she's known as a mystery millionaire or something, completely deaf as a post. She hardly ever has time to go out, except for to a private gallery or a studio. That's the life. If I had money, that's what I would do. Sit around and collect all the china and porcelain I wanted.
No, I've never met a millionaire, but I've always wondered what they feel like to us. I mean, their skins.
Their skins?
Yes, I expect them to be softer now. It's like skins of ladies when I was a girl.
What an interesting idea.
Very fanciful, is Fernie. Real imagination. I've always said she could be a writer.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Grinch. You're so generous with your compliments. But this is by no means fancy. In my day, softness of skin was a sign of refinement. Nowadays, it's hard enough for us middle class to keep ourselves decently clothed, let alone soft.
Take that word you just used. Refinement. It's all going to the dogs, everywhere you look. People used it once to indicate something old-world and gracious. No, not anymore. If you were to say refinement today, people would think you were talking about sugar or something.
That's a tragedy of the times, Mr. Grinch. It's such a charming word, too. Refinement.
I'll tell you the truth, dear. You've never spoken truer word. I swear. This is all confusing. You know, one day after another. It's ridiculous. No one gives a damn. And they just haven't got a clue. They just don't give a damn. You and I are just going to have to get used to it for the rest of our lives.
You know, my father used to say, even before the bombs came and burned our dear little house at Windover, the game's up, my girl. We're middle class stars, dead as a dodo. Oh, Father, how right he was.
Your father was a professional man.
He was a man of God, Colonel.
Ah. How are those drinks coming, Dumpling? Just fine, Mumsy. They'll be warm in it.
Let me help you.
You can take this bit of lemon to the spoonable if you'd like. Very well. Here you are, Mumsy. Mumsy? Miss Lemon, Miss Burnable. Right you are. Your father was a minister then.
He was a saint, Colonel. I'm only glad you didn't get to see the rudeness and vulgarity of life today.
You're so right, Fernie. Rudeness and vulgarity. That's it to a T. Matters of some people today are beyond belief. Did I tell you what happened in my china shop last Friday? I don't think I did.
No, I don't think you did, Mr. Grinch.
It was about 9:45. I was just opening up. I was dusting off our teapots. Wedgwood collects just something shockingly. When who would walk in with that old ginger-haired bit, Miss Levette, who thinks she's God's gift to bachelors?
Here's your bit of lemon.
Thank you, most kind.
Anyway, in she prances. Her hair all done up in one of those bouffant hairdos. She's got my hand in vase. I sold it for an old geezer last week. And you know, for her birthday, I read the situation. She's a whale grasp if I've ever seen. Exactly. You know the sort. You know what she says to me? Mr. Rich, I've been cheated. Does she, I say, does she? I keep calm. I always do when I'm wound up. Yes, she does. And I thank you for my money back.